Tombs and Treasures. When you think of the NES games, usually you're thinking of like these action, fast-paced platformers or the classic shooters or an RPG. But one of the most unusual titles was Tombs and Treasures, a game that really didn't fit neatly into one category. Released in North America in 1991 by Infocom and developed by Neon Falcom, this title blended elements of adventure games, RPG mechanics and puzzle solving in a unique experience that stood apart from most of the NES library. So basically it was a bit of a hodgepodge. It was like, just throw that in there, that in there, that in there, and we'll see what comes out. The story of Tombs and Treasures immediately sets the tone for a mysterious and cerebral adventure. You play as a young hero who, along with his girlfriend and a professor, sets out to uncover the secrets of the ancient Mayan city of the Chichen Itza. I wouldn't bother, because I'd imagine I'd probably die. The plot centers around the disappearance of an archaeologist and search for a hidden treasure guarded by powerful foes. The game's setting was unusual for its time. While most NES games were taking place in fantasy lands, space or colourful cartoon worlds, Tombs and Treasures grounded itself in real-world history and archaeology. This gave the game a unique identity, as well as a certain sense of atmosphere that few other NES games could actually match. The gameplay is divided into two parts. When exploring the ruins, the game shifts into a first-person perspective reminiscent of early computer adventure games. You can look around rooms, examine objects, and use items in a creative way to solve puzzles. This gave the game a slower, more methodical pace compared to action-oriented designs in most NES games, but either way, it's better than Mario is missing. Many puzzles required logical thinking, such as using specific tools to unlock doors, combining objects to progress, or deciphering clues hidden within the ruins. At times, this felt less than an NES game, more a PC adventure game. The second part involved combat. When enemies appeared, the game shifted into a traditional RPG-style battle system, with turn-based attacks and stats determining the outcome. You can control your character, his girlfriend, and occasionally the professor, each with their own abilities. But battles weren't the main primary focus of the game, they just added an extra layer of tension and variety to the otherwise puzzle-driven experience. Again, this is just throwing everything in there. One of the most striking elements of this game is its atmosphere. The graphics are quite simple for NES standards, but it did an effective job portraying the ancient ruins, eerie temples, and mysterious artifacts. Each area actually had their own distinct look, and that helps because when you go into so many different temples, you don't want it to all look the bloody same. But what made it stand out was its problem solving. Unlike most NES games, where progress depended on mastering reflex-based challenges, this game demanded careful exploration, note-taking, and experimentation. For players used to action games, this is going to be a bit of a shock because they're used to fast-paced games, but this is a slower-paced, intellectual gameplay, and that's quite refreshing. It was one of the few NES games where you really had to think your way forward, rather rely on just quick button pressing.